So today we're going to be going over the perimeter of polygons. My name is Mateo.
My name is
My
Chris.
name is Chris.
And I'm Juliana.
Okay, so introduction, we're going to start off with Juliana.
Okay, so what are polygons? Polygons are shapes that have straight sides. They are flat and closed, and all of their line segments meet at endpoints. Some common polygons are triangles and quadrilaterals. Each one has a different number of sides. A triangle has three sides, and a quadrilateral has four sides. So basically, if a shape is flat, closed, and made of only straight lines, then it is a polygon. What is perimeter? Perimeter is the total distance around a shape. And to find the perimeter, you add up all the side lengths. For example, on the right, you can see how each shape has its own formula, but the idea is always the same. You're measuring the outline. So like if you wanted to know how much fencing you would need around a garden, you would use perimeter. And it doesn't matter what the shape is. We always add up the sides to find the perimeter.
Okay, and now to find the perimeter of polygons. First, we're going to start with the simple polygon. So as you can see here, we're using dot grids, and here are the shapes. So when they are perfectly around the squares, it is easier to count, just like counting units. So for example, in the smaller figure here, we have a 3 by 1. So as you can see, there's 3 units on top, 3 units on bottom, and we got 1 and 1. And like Juliana said, perimeter is just the distance around the polygon. So all we do is add them. We have 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1, which equals 8 units. And then for the bigger figure, we have a 4 by 2. So we have 4 units, 4 units, 2 units, 2 units. So as you can see here, we just add them up again. We have 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 equals 12 units. Now moving on to the harder complex polygons, we have what we know already, the perfect straight lines, which is 1 and 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we already have 3 in our answer, just set up there. And then now to find the distance between here and here, and here and here, we're going to have to use the Pythagorean theorem for the diagonal lines. Because if you see here, if you put invisible lines, we create this triangle, and it's a perfectly right angle here. This will only work when there's right triangles. So we have 1 unit by 3 units. I'm trying to figure out this length here. So we can do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. As you can see here, I showed the work for this side. We have 1 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. 1 squared is 1, 3 squared is 9. So it's 10 squared equals c squared. Then you square root both sides, and you get square root of 10 equals c. And you do the same thing to find this length here, but instead of a 1 by 3, we have a 2 by 3. So now you do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we have 2 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 9 plus 4 is 13. Sorry, this is supposed to be, no, that's right, yeah, 13. And then here we have c squared, so you square root it. So we have square root of 13 equals c. So as you can see, we always leave the units as a whole first. We have 3 plus a square root of 13 plus a square root of 10.
Okay, so now we will be going over a 3-day lesson plan, starting with lesson plan day 1. For the first day, we'll be doing introduction of perimeter. The objective will be students will understand that perimeter is the distance around the outside of the shape. As a class, we will be finding the perimeter of the soccer field. The soccer field that we'll be using as demonstration is going to be the picture on the top right. In our groups, students will complete an activity page that asks for the perimeters of various different playgrounds. The group that finishes first will get extra credit points. And on the bottom right is the activity page that we'll be using for the class. And we also will be implementing an exit ticket. students will create a shape of their own that includes perimeter and explains what perimeter is. For our lesson plan day 2, we will be applying perimeter to real life. The objective will be students will apply perimeter to real world situations and solve word problems. Some word problems are, the first one is Jake wants to put a fence around his rectangular garden. The garden is 10 feet long and 8 feet wide. What is the perimeter of the garden? The second word problem would be Elle wants to hang up Christmas lights around her rectangular window. The window is 4 feet tall and 2 feet wide. How many feet of lights does she need? The third one would be a dog pen, dog 4 sides, 8 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, and 6 feet. What is the perimeter of the dog pen? And students create a real world problem. Students the perimeter. Students are encouraged to be creative and incorporate color in their example. And for lesson plan day 2, we will also be having an exit ticket. The exit ticket is, what is the missing side problem? The perimeter of the rectangle is 24 units. One side is 7 units. What is the length of the other side? Explain your reasoning.
And now, so moving on to day 3 is gonna come the part where we evaluate now. So it's a quiz day, and the objective would be the students will be able to demonstrate their understanding of what they have learned so far about perimeter and polygons via quiz. So the first 5 minutes of class, students will be given the quiz, no writing utensils, with the opportunity to look over it and discuss with peers. So this quiz will cover the first half of class, and the students will remain quiet until the time is up or until all are done. And the second half of class, we will introduce now the areas of polygons. So get ready to learn about polygons. And that is it for our lesson on the perimeter of polygons. Thank you. How do you stop recording? I see. Right here. I just push the square.